Welcome to Deathmatch Nations Cup Playoffs, round of 16 with two big teams here. We've got Australia versus Germany, and our matchups are robo with the Maya, captain giving himself the Maya, against Zayu with the Huns. On the other hand side, it's the same matchup, and also the captain gave himself the Maya, Kelar with the Maya against Rayzor with the Ethiopians though. Because the Huns are playing in the pocket for Australia, whereas we do have a Turks pocket for Terz. And Rayzor already with 2 eco kills on Kelar, so maybe Kelar wasn't lying when he said that he might not be feeling it as much at this early of a time. Kelar losing 2 villagers instantly. But at least kills 1 as well now. So Rayzor losing 3. Germany's is clapping back here. Very rush heavy map. Zayu attempting to do some damage in the north. Onto Robo. Maya not that great early on. At least they're cheap. That's usually their capability. But some villages being lost here for Robo as well. Rayzor losing more as Terz with the fast pocket sieve of the Turks is coming in. What is the Hun pocket doing? Hun pocket can't do so much. Has to add halberdiers here against the camels by the Turk pocket. Slavs and Huns don't pair too well together, yeah. I guess Huns and Maya do more so. They changed the sling icon? Changed the diplomacy icon. Rayzor in his first game in Deathmatch Nations Cup has pretty high RM elo, but is under heavy threat. Did not make a castle. Maybe adding him in was a mistake. Oh boy. Might be some trouble for Australia here on the other hand side. It's just Huns versus Maya. And that doesn't sound great for the Maya. And Zayu is here to punish. Villagers are falling. Robo, captain of Australia, also their strongest player in the set so far, is lost 14 villagers. Robo on 3 population. Zayu not struggling with the early time at all. He stood up and chose violence. In the south, Christ stabilizing the Ethiopian a bit. Still no castle really up. Villager confused at the front. Kelar now has some plumes out. So far it's been mainly Terz being active here. Stronger Kaydos for the Turks as well. Now the Huns have to go to the left side in order to try to attempt and to save Robo. But the Rams are in place. Kaydos support isn't really helping against the Rams. Town center falls. We've got 2 villagers. Where are the 2 villagers? They're trying to build this castle. They're under attack. This villager is attempting to run. The other villager is attempting to build. Robo calls the GG as it's not looking better for Rayzor's base either. Germany going for the double defeat on Vinland Saga. Town center is falling for Rayzor as well. Brutal game 1 in favor of the Germans. Terz carry, obviously. His chat will always root for Terz, I think. Is there any matchup where chat wouldn't root for Terz? 8 minutes? Not even, right? 7 minutes 48. Zayu with absolute brutality on the left. And yeah, Terz with a good jump onto the other side as well. Kelar lost 2 villagers early on, so maybe a bit of morning nerves, but built up well after that and well, also participated in kind of the defeat of Rayzor on the right side. Quick one, I like that. I will need to go back to sleep before my grand finals. And also, obviously, we're not fully neutral here, right? There was supposed to be Berber's Burgers casting as well, so there would have been a pro-Aussie cast and a pro-German cast. Now, if I'm the only caster, I feel like I should be a bit more neutral, but... you know. You're working? I mean, right now or later? Good luck later. Yeah, we'll need it. You're not playing against us, Daywalker? Not that I need you to. You might do? Ah, dang it. Well, Vinland Saga goes to Team Germany. Kaydos the captain, so they will get the teal. You meant you had to go to work now, I think, right? That makes sense. And both teams used the Huns, both teams used the Maya. Mojito is pretty asleep though, but Maya get a win in the tournament. So, if he watches the VOD, he'll be happy. And Maxi's checking his muscles. What were the other serves? Ethiopians were used for Australia and Turks. Get a win, even though Keller doesn't like them, for Germany A. Home maps would be Coast to Mountain, Golden Lakes, and Outcrop. I think you go Coast to Mountain after such a quick game, just to calm it down a bit. And that's indeed what they're doing. They have started. And Robo is once again picking a very interesting civilization. After basically being defeated with Maya, he is now playing the shoe. I guess on the water side, but that's still a choice. So welcome to game 2, Australia versus Germany. And we've got Robo, as I already mentioned, on the shoe. Instantly 2 villagers towards the water. He will be facing in the water fight Terz with the Italians. In the middle, we've got Persians for Chris T, Persians for ShiXo making an appearance. And in the north, Keller playing as the Muisca. And Rayzor as the... what? Italians on the top side? Well, we really wanted Shu for the water instead of Italians. But, and then we wanted to Gen Post regardless, I guess. They played Italians topside last time as well? Yeah, but I can still be confused about that. I guess they trust in the Genvo and they trust in the Lutruan more than in, I don't know, just the standard good navy of Italians. Muisca, also quite an interesting pick. Temple guards can be okay against elephants because they increase their attack speed the longer they fight. So if they fight elephants, they will get to attacking very fast. And obviously they have bonus damage against cavalry. But it looks like we might have picked Muisca for the faster faithing? I don't know, faster faith regaining monks mainly. 7 monasteries for Keller, so it is Elephant Monk They need some siege behind though. Is it also siege onagers? I guess they could provide that too. Yeah, some workshops are coming up, so. Water fight. We did get to the Shulutron. Hi Akrama. Hi Spaden as well. Sweden closely watching the tactics here. Ooh, the Lutrons are being overwhelmed by numbers. Full Carrack. Carrack's good against Lutrons? I mean, I guess if they get close, they're fine. And we've got demolition ships as well. Terz playing the water role here. I thought you go fires, but I guess if you go Carracks, then the opponent can't Carrack your fires. Did Oladeshek win versus Biscuits? I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. You will have to check the VOD. Shu has Lutrons, and they have Lutrons with the unique technology, where the Lutrons fire additional projectiles. That goes for the arrows in this case. The trebuchet projectiles, Wu get more of them. But that's really heavy-handed against ships to have more of these arrow projectiles. So against ships, it's one of the best Lutrons. They win water, that's about it. Yeah, can't really add that much in the fights. No Genbos! But the Genbos are also running into the Muisca Siege Onager as the combined armies of ShiXo and a kelar up top are forming. Temple Guard, Siege Onager, Elephant, Savar, Monk. Very complex double comp. And it's only a ball of Genbos for Rayzor so far. I mean, the Elephants should be coming as well for Chris T. Going for a bit of a simpler comp. Elephant, Genbos. Genbos could also maybe try to contest the Monks. How to beat Lutrons with other Lutrons? Pretty much. And I guess they win water. Not sure what you do on land then with Shu, but I guess that's an afterthought. And yeah, they seem to pretty much dominate water. I guess you don't need Trade McCrane for this map. 27 monks. You want to see the conversions? Alright. Leave the water battle and let's get some elephant conversion view. With the doinking and the dinking of the Temple Guard in front. Germany is pushing the top. Bombard cannons attempted, but no siege engineers, so hard for them to actually hit something. The Monk Brigade of Kelar. The Monking lines are going, but now he switched all of them around. Oh, needs to divert them again. It isn't Ganji, but some conversions are coming in. And even more sneezes came in for me, so I could unfortunately not cast all the monks being cleared. My Christ T, Chris T looping around and encircling Keller's army. Broski, there's not a... Oh shit. No. 1 second. Holy shit. Akeno, Gesundheit, that's exactly what I need, Barabas. Hi, Akeno. What's happening? More elephants. Truth on the water. Too early for Otter stream except. My body is not computing, it's also not computing the heat. Basically got overnight 30 degrees, it's way too warm. They're slinging the Persian, important part here, and actually the Australians are pushing back up top. Got a lot of Genbos behind elephants. Here on the front, the Monk play not really bearing fruit, and the Italians on top working out here or what? You're just trying to aim some shots. Where are ShiXo's elephants? Only 30 of them. Sling-wise, way better job. Obviously, Shu and Italians very good at slinging. Rest to the Persian as well. So 24.3k in terms of sling towards Christ T, where it's only 13.5k. For a bit of a similar lineup of two cheap civilizations with the Persian. Whiskers are not the Bolas riders now. I think they're being played here for the Monk bonus. Monks regain phase 50% faster to convert elephants. That's the theory. And they have siege generators. With siege engineers even. On the water, complete dominance by the Shu Luchuans. We have a lumber camp in the corner. Market will have to be a bit shorter for the Germans. And we do even have a land push by Robo with 36 Arbalesters, some traction traps, also some white feather guards. So, yeah, Robo even being active with the Shu on land. The bigger sling paying off for them. The Genbo bombard cannon paying off for Rayzor as well. So Australians are pushing well on the top part. Yeah, and I mean, if you think about it as an elephant sling matchup, you kind of get it what they're doing with Shu and Italians, right? They don't need any food, especially not with these comps, right? Bombard cannon, Genvo. I guess technically the white feather guard need a bit of food for what the Shu are doing. Even the Shu are coming up top now. They're uniting all the three armies here. And so they can sling a lot more, and ShiXo seems to be a bit in panic now, adding Savar. I mean, Savar may be a bit better against the Genbos. But I mean, it's just a sling, right? Well, now ShiXo got a little bit more, 28k to 18k. Kelar finally gets to convert some elephants. But all the ranged units behind the elephants pick off everything that can hurt the elephants as well. January's crossbowman, now the arm of the Shu. Also in play here. We've kind of stopped pushing on the bottom, as that tends to not be the important area for pushes. Maybe for raids, but not for pushes. Oh, do the Shu fire extra projectiles with Expo? Correct. They get a bolt magazine, which gets both extra projectiles to the Luchuan on water and to archers. And I guess the chariots on land, but I don't think I've ever seen the chariots purposefully played in Deathmatch. More of a castle age thing. ShiXo got another elephant army together. Uriko, well, Christ has 60 as well. ShiXo only sitting at around 50. Lots of castles here. This is a castle, even though in comparison to that it doesn't look like one. Christy diving deep with the elephants. This is not looking pretty for the Germans, I have to say. For Coast to Mountain win, this is quite a dominant one. right? Robo with the shoe straight up one water. And then the Germans had like one attack that I kind of sneezed through how it got beaten, but mainly it was a surround by Chris T, really nicely done. And the Genbo bombard cannon play working beautifully for the Australians. And we have ourselves a series 1-1 Coast to Mountain. Both teams invested Persians and basically not much else, basically mostly sling sieves for the Persian. But the Aussies slung more, and Christie did some extra bonus maneuvers with the Persians, bringing the Australians the win in game number 2 on their home map. And things are heating up here. 432 most kills actually for Robo. That's the power of the loot rods on water though, mainly, right? Lots of Carrack spam by Terz. Cheap unit, gets produced fast, so you can take a lot out of them. And conversions, Keller did get 43 conversions. It didn't look like that many. 43 conversions is actually quite a lot. But do you guys feel the same? That I'm asking myself, where are those? Where were those 43 conversions? Didn't seem to matter that much in the grand scheme of things. Economy, very important. Keller actually collecting the most. Who slung the most? Right, that's the big title here. Who sent the most? Rayzor sent the most, 15k. Robo sent also 15k. It's very close between Robo and Rayzor. Keller sent 13.5k. And Terz, the culprit, only singing 12k. Actually, everybody was kind of singing a lot. ShiXo even slung 500 somewhere else. Not something. Crested 1500. I guess you can sling some wood to the water pocket, right? Fastest player in the game is Terz. That's 84. (1-1). Australia ties up the score on Coast to Mountain with an Italians on the hillside strategy. Both teams used Italians, both teams used Persians, and then the difference was the ingenious shoe play by Robo versus the A for effort play by Keller with the Muisca. Yeah, so like 10 in total is 100 elephants, exactly. Australia wins their home map on Coast to Mountain. Kawasan, Canyon Lake and Runestones is the home map selection for the Germans. We are going to Canyon Lake. Do we have any roster shifts? Sayu, ShiXo, Keller, so Terz is sitting out. Isn't that a bit risky to let Terz sit out? I guess Sayu dominated game 1 really hard. Terz did as well though. Oh boy, we've got some Incas! What are these? How have both teams used Maya and Inca already? Does that really speak for Pool 2 that you have to use Maya and Inca? Terz and ShiXo are both pocket players? Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, ShiXo was playing flank on my CMOD team. He could play flank as well. I think Terz can play flank as well. Terz actually is really annoying with the Hussar at the start, and he has a good rush, so I don't know why. I don't think their players can only play pocket actually. I think Keller thinks that though. But I think all of his team that Keller puts in pocket are way better as flanks than Keller thinks. Well, kelar is giving himself the shit sieves though. Same as Robo, so both captains are like in their true spirit of I will take the burden on myself. Incas for both kelar as a captain and Robo as a captain. Whereas on the other flanks we've got Japanese and Turks, so more the aggressive flanks there. Also good Kaydos will be hard to deal with for the Incas. And a Tatar pocket and a Malian pocket. So pretty even matchups, not so high invest by both teams. But therefore, big game, right? Similar invest, that's gonna matter a lot. They want me not to sleep today before my match, that's what they want. By backloading so much. They want to game 7, hype, is what I should say. Welcome to game 3. We've got kelar up top with the Incas. We'll be facing Rayzor's Turks. Let's go for Janissaries? Okay, wild. And in the south, we've got the Incas of Robo going against the Japanese, who are opening with Kaydos and Champions, as is more expected. Also of the Turks in this one, I should say. We've got Christie as the pocket as Malians versus ShiXo's Tatars. Has Nili been playing? No, he hasn't. He's been practicing. The Australians almost gonna confirm for Wednesday, 12 GMT. And if that would have happened, Nili would have played. But they didn't confirm. Nili's like active and he's practicing. The problem is just times. Yeah, no, it's on holiday. ShiXo trying to rush the pocket here. I'm not sure why I'm not on Eco KD. I don't know. I'm just phasing out a bit. I haven't slept much. Sayu got 2 kills on 2 Robo. Inca vs Japanese. Supposed to be a hard one. What is our... Are we going slingers? We're going Arbalisters. Okay, that's also a way to deal with the infantry. Arbalist is probably better against other things, so... I kind of like the ARB choice, even though Japanese CA are also good against that. On the other side, kelar is pushing with the Incas? Oh yeah, because... We're going full Janissary BBC for Rayzor. Been a while since I saw that out of Turks. Not even going Turks for the CA. Even though I think CA are really good here. Gem CA? I mean, you can play Gem CA with Turks as well. I guess Janissaries are hard to deal with for Incas as well. But you've got Onagers, right? I mean, the BBC in theory counter the Onagers. See what Rayzor can do. Rayzor was a later addition to the Australian team. I think is the highest Elo RM player in their team, so maybe not as accustomed to DM and very convinced of RM compositions. Cavalier from the main pocket. Cavalier mixed in, I think, against the infantry, right? You don't want to play camels on the sides if you want to be able to help out on the sides. Better as well, so very triple unit comp from Chris T. In the south, Zayu looking to push here. And now ShiXo also coming to the top, adding Kaydos. Even as the Tatar pocket, Eco KD all in favor for Germany. So maybe this is the clapback that the German team needed. After a grueling loss on Coast Mountain. Emel's caught in the crossfire. The Janissary Mars has to retreat. Bedo and Janissary also not really kind of doing the same things, right? And in the south, the Incas are having a hard time. Some slingers are now out, but then the Kaydos are out. getting bonus damage against all the archery range units, and obviously you've got the champions against all the infantry units. It's a terrible matchup for the Inca. It's a terrible matchup for Robo, and Zayu is here to stomp again. Zayu didn't play in the last game. Zayu absolutely crushed Robo in game 1, and he's back here to repeat that. I think Zayu, also out of all these players, is the player that is the most... what's the opposite of an owl, time-wise? But he's the player that's the most early bird of all the German players, so I'm not surprised if Zayu is outperforming everybody in the morning. Early bird? Is there no specific animals for just early bird? It's Lerche and Owl, Lerche and Eule. But yeah, he's the best morning player, I think, of Germany A, and he's showing up. Not a siege order to support from the pocket. It's actually buying some time here. North still pretty stalematy, not what the Australians would need. Trade is being set up. We're just fighting on the fronts here. There's some water to Carrack, so very low investment, but just to have a presence there. But the main story is Za to the U laying it on against Robo's Incas. Christy has to come help here, therefore can be less in the north. Lots of Kashyyyks in the mix for ShiXo. That's a big green Kashyyyk ball. 60 Kashyyyk now rushing towards the bombard cannons. So Rayzor might be in problems soon as well. The Cav Archers behind ShiXo with a big pocket army. I've heard ShiXo claims I say more positive things about people when they play pocket, and he is desperate for me to say positive things about him. So here we go. He plays pocket and I say positive things about him. So I guess it worked out. Congrats, ShiXo. You found the strategy to get Otter confluence. Also, don't think I don't have my spies. Haha. Yeah, no, he's crushing. ShiXo's absolutely crushing it. He's killing the bombard cannons. Beastly play out of ShiXo's pocket. I mean, it did kill the bombard cannons. When lost for not building flaming camels. I'm trying to hype up ShiXo here, but chat still negative. Ay, ay, ay. Cannongains edition though. That's Pog. Now changing sides to snipe the siege launchers on the right side. Or to just pass by a lot of Inca castles. Keller kind of using the momentum that ShiXo's big army gave him a bit there, making some forward castles, has ARPs in his castle, so lots of Inca ARPs this game. Obviously it's a decent unit against the Janissary. Admin lost for no elite samurais. True, still making champions for Zayu. That is a bit sad. Won't get bonus damage anymore with slingers, right? Because slingers are now a regional unit and no unique unit anymore. Saw that yesterday as well with all the champs instead of samurai. Who was that? I forgot who it was. But yesterday we also had blatant ignorance of samurai. Base of Robo has been claimed. Robo did a good job building back though. Still has 150 population after losing the base. That's honestly impressive. Good work by Robo there. Will it be enough for Team Australia? Probably not, but still commendable. Combined army set in north still. The Turks have found out they have units on horses that they could be making as well. Now adding some camels. And hi Crabsicle. Welcome. First shot actually was the Elite Samurai comment. Very successful first shot. And great to have you. Obviously, I already know your name. Dingers behind the Onagers down south. Zayu's progression is a bit stopped. Skirmishers, has to be said. That's what Keller gets for not putting Turks in A tier. Yeah, they should have put them in A tier because they can play Janissary BBC. I think Keller would be more worried if it was a CA play. Also, ShiXo with another jump onto the Janissaries. Man, Kashix looks so good in full green. I don't know. Kind of looks slick with the green gold. ShiXo slinging as well. Helmets of Christie, pushbacks are you a bit. Japanese traps on the retreat. Still making champions. Still not samurai. Australians managed to slow down the game. Keller tried to go for a cheeky forward castle, but it was a true Zhao castle as it was denied. And the Portuguese and trash tiers are way bigger offense. I was surprised Viper stayed in our team after that. True. We put the Orion guns in trash tier. They are trash though! Both the unit and the Sith. Not the player, but the Portuguese are. Another dive for ShiXo. Castle falls up top. Trade is wide open. Like the future of Germany, eh? 80 versus 20. I don't know what's 80 versus 20, but 205 versus 40 is the overall military count on the field. Oh, well. It's not 80 anymore. It's only 50 now. Where's Terz? In chat. Did lay out the slabs game 1, then got clapped by Robo on water game 2, henceforth was benched. Terz is the prodigy. Tao has an arc that Terz is the one to unseat Keller? Unseat Keller. Unseat Keller maybe as well, but unseat Frost. Rayzor looking stronger? I don't know. I'm not too sure about the strategy here. He did micro well, but is that Janissary PvC really a thing? Against Incas? I feel like you want to be more active against Incas and actually damage them, right? Rayzor was just defending. 2-1 for Team Germany. Keller and ShiXo pushing together up top. Lots of Kashix jumping things. Good map control in the middle for ShiXo as well. And Zayu absolutely brutally running over Robo space. Then slowing down a bit, but now has picked up the pace again. And Germany gets the 2-1 lead. And Rayzor with the least losses. But 559 kills. I mean, it's a nice KD for Rayzor, so maybe the Janissaries are better than I am giving them credit. Just feel like we want to jump the Incas more actively, more early, and it's a very slow build, right? Without punishing like the Incas being even worse at the start now because they only get chumpy. Zayu with the most kills makes sense. He ran over his opposition. Viper is playing. Viper played most of the group stage games. Doesn't seem like he's here today though, as he is on vacation as well, I think. Also, I think he had to play Warlords from a laptop. So maybe he doesn't want to play DM from a laptop until needed. But we had Germany being behind in the series before, and then surprise Viper came in to save the day. So Christ, with the most stress collected, that didn't end up mattering too much though. Rayzor the fastest this game without Terz being in. And Germany takes the 2-1 lead. Keller benched! Oh boy! Captain benched! Alert! Alert! Both teams using the Incas. But apparently this is the meta pool where both teams have to use Incas and Mayas. And what else? Turks were used by Australia. And in the south we had the Japanese for Zayu, we had a Malian pocket for Australia and a Tatar pocket for the Germans, who won the match on their home map, Canyon Lake. Next match will be Golden Lakes. So Australia's second home map makes sense. Do we have safe predictions for Golden Lakes? Is it time to bring out the Jurchens yet? No super aggressive map. Kavasan, maybe the more aggressive map for them. Maybe Sigujara pockets. You have to use the strong sieve somewhere. I mean, both teams have not invested much. Lots of X's towards the bottom of my sheet here. So we're keeping the good stuff for later. Knock, Quendi, Oida, Keller. Gosh, please don't join Knock Keller. At least if you join another clan, consider leaving another one for that. You want to join Mora as well? So you're gonna join R1? Alright, so we have R1, Knock, Quendi, Oida, Keller then. So our Trans clan is not hiring. Unfortunate for Keller. Admiral Keller. Hey, Jordan's Japanese still available for Australia. Guess that can be a strength. Still Malians for Germany, but I don't think they're that great. Students in Georgian still available for both teams. We started on Golden Lakes, game number 4. Germany wins this, they get to match point. And we are seeing the first Slav pick. It is Slavs not with the Jurchens though, it's Slavs with Japanese on the other side and with a Gujarat pocket. So yeah, quite some invest by the Australians. Only Khitan pocket, so the worst camel pocket for the German team. They have Georgian and Malian flanks. Is this an eco game? Is that why? I mean, the last one was already an eco game for like kind of both teams. And they're using Georgian, so it's not a full eco game. Is ShiXo higher in the hierarchy than Keller? In whose hierarchy? In the hierarchy of me picking on people on stream? Apparently ShiXo is at the top. At least according to ShiXo. I'm too bad in neuroscience, Crapsicle. I have no clue what that means. Immortal Scalar. Oh. That's kind of the worst insults I've read in a while. About Failey being a Will Rusher? I've heard some rumors about that. Welcome to game number 4. We have Keller benched. And Failey is in the game. Ah, you said that because Failey is in the game. Because Failey is playing with the Japanese against ShiXo's Malians. Will we add champs cards? We will add champs cards. I see barracks. I like. In the pocket, Terz is playing the Kaydos. Zayu with the Georgians will have a tough task facing the Slavs of Rayzor. But Zayu has been looking really good this series, so he will manage, I believe. And Chris T in the pocket, though, with the powerhouse of the Gujaras, can give some problems to the opposing pocket of Terz. Let's take a look at the Eco KD as Terz already got 3 kills, though! Dominating in Rayzor space with Step Lancer start. Yeah, Zayu is a suspicious man. I mean, Failey entered the room. Maybe he isn't only build rushing, but also stream rushing, you know? What is this quick wall, Failey? That's living up to his name, I would say. For 0 KD in favor of ShiXo. So ShiXo laying the rush down here as well. Wants to be complimented as flank as well. And he's making champ cards, so doing good on that. Like to see the buildings a bit more fully queued. Actually playing Malian Cavalier for the second time here. I'm not sure how much I like that, considering that he's actually going to the pocket with them. And the pocket has camels. The pocket also has elephant archers, though. Looking to double Zayu here a bit. Oh, the castle might be in trouble. Terz is there, though. Come on, Zhao. You don't need Terz and Zayu to beat Failey. You can do that on your own. You beat Shishgun 50 times and beat him out of DM. You can deal with Failey. Did you lose to Failey in the playoffs? Did I forget that again? Maybe. Castle denied for Zayu though. Zayu is in trouble. Gets at least this castle up, but Christy plus Rayzor, Slav plus Gujara. I mean, Slav plus Gujara is brutal as a combo. Vilrush's the start was good for the Germans, but this double combo of Gujara Elephant Archers with Siege Onagers is a big problem. Zayu can maybe build back some castles, can at least repair them easier. But he's having some issues, not sure. Elite Fire Lancers from the pocket is something that will really contribute here, that Terz is doing a bit of weird things. Overextending against Slav Gujara is the bench analysis of the benched Captain Keller. Gujara Deathball is going strong. ShiXo is running around everywhere. Also killing the pocket. So ShiXo trying to save the game for Team Germany. Kaydos moving in. Nice trap snipe for ShiXo. And ShiXo with the champions here. ShiXo also a player that really likes to play. Likes to stream around these times as well. So maybe having a bit the morning advantage for himself. At least over his teammates. On ShiXo's side as well. Maybe that's the reason why he gets to shine a bit more today than in some previous matches that happened at the evening. Citron just though shooting into nothingness, but I'm trying to compliment you, ShiXo. And then every time he does something that is making it harder. Zayu in big trouble though on the southern side, maybe more influential for the match than what's happening at the top. Because the Slav Gujara is looking brutal. Making a market to selling some pastures. But it might be past prime time for the Germans in this match. Short trade being set up. We're using the lakes. Australians not using the lakes at all. So the extra gold income at least taken by Team Germany. The same idea at the top. Failey actually getting to push now. And Zayu is A lot of buildings to the forward here. Now that will be cut off. Has a siege launcher Mars finally. But it will be hard for him to gather his armies as all the production will run through Rayzor. Big shot on the helps as well, so Zayu will not have the meat shield here. And I feel like this is the 2-2. Oh boy. Call the Viper. Australia is afraid of the Great Barrier Reef. More afraid for the Great Barrier Reef. No, don't you want to like protect it? I think this environmental protection laws stopping Australia from taking these visitors from the reef. Is now with the forward castle. Losing some traps though. Sneaky SO. Gets taken out though. Kelar, not Kelar. I was thinking it's Kelar because he's teal. ShiXo posing as Kelar is pushing Failey now. So did help the good hold here. Stop them at this castle. Failey, 29 army. ShiXo, 7 army. 70 army. 70 army. I said nothing else. 32 Gebedo champ card. I really like this comp against Japanese. That's also how I played against Zayu in the practice game, so same sis. I think it works. I like what ShiXo's doing here. Oh god, what did I do? What did I do? Keller, you need to play again so you're not in chat and we don't have to ban you again. We still need to ban you, Keller. Like, the poll decided that you're banned, no? I don't want to play. But it's on ShiXo to dominate then. Elephant archers have to come over here to save Failey. And Zayu is stabilized. It looked good for the Australians. Lots of middle play. I know Malta did that as well, and it worked for the Canadians, but I'm not sure. Does the middle exist on this map? I feel like one can be of the opinion that it does. He's not in team games. Lots of rocket cards for Terz, so he's actually holding this, pushing this map. Momentum shift in favor of Germany. You're fully asleep, man. I would like to be as well. Why do you have to play at this ungodly hour? But at least we've got ShiXo and Zayu in the team who are used to playing at this time. And it shows ShiXo is playing so much better than in some of the other sets. He's dominating the Elephant Archers as well now. ShiXo here to save Team Germany. And I'm not even making fun of him. He's really kind of saving Team Germany. No, didn't save his Gebedo though. Samurai! Samurai! Finally someone found the Samurai button. So here's for all the chatters who demanded Samurai of Zayu so desperately. Failey is your man. Rayzor still with the organized push. Maybe a bit too many trebuchets. Turfux amount of trebuchets for Rayzor. Also for ShiXo though? What the hell? What the hell? Why do we have 19 trebuchets for one player and 16 trebuchets for another player? And ShiXo's whole army is trebuchets. Oh no! And now he's losing them all. As he lost his Gebedo. Some more Gebedo coming out. The Samurai doing well. I mean, maybe that's why my comp that I just compliment ShiXo for worked against Zayu, because Zayu always forgets about Samurai. And now that Failey has remembered, maybe it's getting harder for Zayu. Hey, please stop jinxing ShiXo. High running. You have to blame ShiXo for that, because after every cast, ShiXo complains about that I'm only saying negative things about him. And so I'm trying to say positive things about him, because he's complaining so much about it. And obviously that ends up jinxing him. Towers are not allowed. Jinxing not stopping to jinx ShiXo also not allowed though. Can I reverse jinx Zayu? Think Zayu's dead? Zayu is actually dead though. I don't need to come up with something. Zayu does look very dead. Let's see if that's enough. Hasn't been over 100 power game. Yeah. Terz is kind of pushing back in the middle though. Now ShiXo's went from 19 trebuchets to 2. Unlucky. 9 trebuchets, 4 Rayzor coming forward. There was a brief moment where Germany looked like they could come back, but the Australians seem to be in firm control of this game for now. Everybody winning their home maps so far, perhaps. The little pushback that ShiXo was able to do got stopped by the samurai. Can he get another army out? Some camels are coming. Terz getting control of the middle. How do the trade lines look? Do we have full trade line for the Germans now? Full trade line for the Australians as well. 45-14. Relatively decent trade. ShiXo a bit behind on that. Zayu has got trade. But the Slav army, what do you do? Boya SO are fully bloomed for Rayzor. Terz complimented Zayu too much last game. True, Robo is also sitting out. It's Christy, Rayzor and Failey, so yeah. Both captains agreed to take a breather. And hi Robo. ShiXo slinging Zayu. Zayu needs it, he's so dead, man. What were those Daywalker markets by Failey? Daywalker markets? Are we calling them Dan markets now? Yeah, they're funneling the trade cards so that they go to the right direction, you know? These trade cards everybody knows trade cards are stupid, so they need some help. It's not really helping though. Villages are being deleted. Capped Ram push! The hell! Onto ShiXo! Out of all people! ShiXo in TDM is the biggest capped Ram lover of all of them. He insists on that capped Ram would be good, and whenever he wins a game in TDM he adds a lot of capped Rams to tell me that capped Ram is a great unit and people should make it more. Yeah, to make fun of me. And the irony of ShiXo being the one being pushed with capped Rams is a thing. It's obviously shit, because A, it's capped Ram, B, it's against full melee composition of the Malians, so it was never really gonna go anywhere. Is he playing a lot in the middle? I feel like that just ends up terrible fights. He should just keep pushing with Rayzor. Like, just combine the army with the Slav army again. I feel like Prestige giving the Germans a bit of a chance because he's just walking his elephants to the lower elevation. Failey is asking for food as the Japanese and gets 3k. Zayu trying to get another army together. I will not say that he's stabilizing and pushing back Rayzor, because then chat would dislike me. Some DMers refuse to learn the new market behavior, and then is one of the worst ones. Don't give them hints, man. We're playing them tonight. Are traps influenced by the cracked terrain? Ooh, that's a good question, Umpel. They're kind of a building in unpacked state, right? So there actually might be. But he's working? No, he's working until then. He's not paying attention. Ah, yeah. Yeah. I don't know, he's a big lurker. Does anybody know the trap question? I'm interested now, so I don't think there's a way to tell me from the game. ShiXo has a battle rate in the trade. They spike all time awake. Well, this one should be easy for you, right? It's just your evening. They hear some Gebedo. Yeah, they're hiding under a TC. It's not a Tigui TC, it's firing at the opponent. Okay, Kaydos just take care of it now. The Germans have stabilized the game. Because we're still trying to push from under the hill. It's not really anywhere. You can't get too close to the samurai, ShiXo. They do bonus damage against your Gebedo. The units do counter each other, but for you it's crucial to stay out of range. Of the famous samurai charge. It's a slow grind, but I think Australia is unopposed from here on out. Trade is close, Elephant Archers are getting close to the trade. Failey's also joining that with the Cav Archers now. Once they get in here, Zayu will lose all his trade. Trade lines of the others are a bit more farther to the back, but it should be the end if they get into one of the trade lines at least. Then it's 2-2. I think Germany invested less civilizations, so should still be advantage Germany. But Australia definitely giving a fight here. I mean, this is the big game for them, right? They are playing one of the top teams in the round of 16. And Australia is also definitely one of the stronger second place teams. Strongest teams that got second place in the group. They were in the death group. Group B. And they are looking to certainly give a fight in the round of 16. Zayu has kind of stabilized here. If you can play 1v1 only against Slavs, it's fine. Problem was Slav plus Gujara early on. ShiXo, yeah, it's also a bit even here. Failey like pushing a little bit, but I think they're more concentrating on the middle push now. Zayu's trade is being compromised. He does have 38 trade cards. He tries to relocate most of it to further back markets. Maybe should delete this one in order to correct his trade route a bit towards the other side of the battlefield. All of these stream streaks and no subs. I even stream until 2 AM and then I get up 8 hours later to stream again. By the way, I earned 30 cents from ads. You guys complain. Feels Otter, man. $29 elephants. I tested a trap question in this scenario, at least I'm getting answers. And it didn't take extra damage on correcting. Sage. Would have been cool if they would have. Would have been a cool little quirk. But it makes more sense that they're not. I think they stopped being buildings at some point. I think the unpacked trap was a building for the longest time in AV2, but I think that was changed at some point. Oh, Castle might get killed here. Terz might insta-kill this castle. Well, the elephants are saving it, because the elephants are blocking the foundation. So, finally, units blocking a foundation end up being good for the player. Here comes the forward castle. Zayu calls the GG. Trade line is also being compromised of the other players now. And we have a 2-2 series. Tied upset after 4 games. Amazing round of 16 match. That's what I stood up for. I also got up for a German victory though. So come on guys. You need to put it back together now. I already read that. Chris T with 1040 kills. Kujara pocket, obviously a lot stronger pocket than the Khitan one. Also Slavs invested here, so it was a big invest game for the Australians, but they got the job done and get the W. So I guess by that it's worth it. Civ advantage for the remaining best of 3. Should be in favor of Germany though, as Slavs are gone and Gujaras are gone and Japanese are gone, so really high invest by Australia. On the other side it was just Khitans, Malians and Georgians. Decent invest by Germany, but by far not as high as Australia's. Looks like we're going to Kawasan. The lobby crashed. Let me know your Civ predictions for Kawasan. I'll be right back with game 5. Best of 3 from here on out. Hello, hello Yerki. So far not, but they might have to call him from vacation. I think he's traveling only with laptop though. Maybe not the optimal setup for Deathmatch. But it's 2-2, so you want to see Viper and DM again after his vacation. You should root for Germany. Maybe they will call him again to save the day though, as they did versus Brazil. We're going to Kawasan next, so time for the Georgians to come out, probably. Germany can pair them with Slavs. And there is Gujaras for the Germans available as well, so Germans could go for kind of a top 3 Civ lineup to get to match point. then would need to win one more with the other civilizations though, so I don't think you want to invest all of them in one game. So might just only be the Trojans maybe? Byzantines we might see as like flank. They're solid on Kawasan. Both teams still have them. Maybe a Vietnamese? Woo! Could jump for the Luchuans on the lakes, but I'm not sure if they're good enough after that. Well, we see the civilizations. We do indeed see the Wu. There is a Wu pick. A Wu pick outside of Team Islands. I think the first one? Maybe in the Switzerland France Game 5 there was one. And Rayzor is playing a Wu flank. Keller is going for the Trojans. And they're investing Gujaras as well. They're keeping Slavs though. And Byzantine flank for Zayu. On the other side, it will be Tatar pocket and Georgians invested on a map with water. A bit curious. But I guess their castles are uphill. Why is it not showing the game? There you go. Let's see how the Wu can do. We're jumping on the lake. Kind of a must-win game for the Germans though. Zayu and Terz again, so ShiXo sitting out. Rayzor, Chris and Robo is back. So Failey back to the bench after his victory. And welcome to Kawasan. We entered the best of 3 decider. Keller going for dogs very quickly. He's playing the Georgians. Keller finally on a good civ against Robo's Georgians, which is a bit of an odd pick for the map maybe. On the left side, we've got a Wu who really want to play for those lakes, for the Luchuans. But look at how far away Zayu is from the lake. So even if Rayzor gets it, wouldn't be dangerous. Zayu is going himself for the lake though, is also patrolling it. No lake movement by Rayzor yet. Zayu's Hussar just finds the Halberdier though. No damage done there. Zayu even lost a villager at home to the Hussars of the other team. Keller already on the lake. Luchuans are being produced. Robo is late to the lake. Oh my god, this might be a tough one for Robo. Now only going forward. Step lancers are coming. These are 2 dead villagers. And then Teller is on the water. And yeah, 2 villagers are going down. Good start for Keller. Robo, not a chicken castle even, so maybe the step lancers can find more damage. Luchuans are out killing the dog foundation. Keller, they're looking to carry now in game 5, but a camel rush against him can potentially do some damage. Step lancers not great against camels, so Keller also losing some villagers now. Did wall in the castle one. Grenadiers coming out, but the pocket is being annoying. At the same time, Terz with the Gujaras is going straight for the pocket. Will also find some killers, villager kills onto Chris T. On the left side, water has been gained by Zayu. Luchuans not the play! Not being played, I mean. And Gian Swordsmen are not the play. This is not a good unit in Imp. Oh my god, Rayzor with the RM takes on the Wu. And I don't think that Gian Swordsman can do much. You can simply make some champions or any other melee unit against them. Griffin, hey yo, and also welcome Felimare. Turkey can't fill the unit roster? Yeah, I would like to see Orchid play as well, but there's all the top teamers from the last 10-15 years participating, but 2 of them are missing. 1 from Greece and 1 from Turkey. Orchid and Jitba. The 2 legends missing out on the M Nations Cup. And therefore also no Team Greece and no Team Turkey. There's some Turkish players in the international teams too. The Lancers get mobbed up. Luchuans can do building damage. Keller did lose 4 villagers, but he got the lake, so there's that. And the grenadiers are out. Siege archers looking to counter them. Zayu handing out the slabs again. I mean, it's kind of easy against Treant swordsmen. Fire archers also not really a strong unit in deathmatch. I know they're getting a lot more hype for like early imp plays in RM right now, which I didn't expect as well, to be honest. But seen them on Coast Arena, they have a lot of traction apparently. Not only with their trebuchets. I mean, not much army by Zayu, so fire archers also outrange ships, so there's one thing that Admiral Zhao loves them for, to take out ships. And I guess Rayzor is doing that quite nicely here, fighting the Romans with the higher range for fire archers that they get against ships and buildings. The other side, Terz being pushed back, but Terz has control of the middle, and Keller is looking to push on land. Trade corner, even in danger for the Australians. I was looking for another trader market, but it's just Keller. Yeah, good with boats. Yeah. When does that ever get into play, though? I guess here. It's very situational, though, that bonus. Right? Greece and Turkey could play together. I mean, you know, DM can be a peace project, no? Not that there isn't peace. I mean, they are NATO allies. Chitpa and Orkut can reunite Cyprus. Let's go. I don't know if Cyprus wants to be reunited. Whatever. Solve the Cyprus conflict somehow. That everybody's happy. Robo pushing back a little bit against Keller. He's slowing him down. Keller has an Iron Pagoda denying the trade though. Terz now pushing with Zayu onto the Wu. And what are they gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? They come for Wu. I don't know. Don't think they have a counter to elephant archers really. Traction traps, I guess. Skurbs! How good are Wu skirms? No lost armor. Traction trap versus Dromon, also an interesting one. Dromon seem to be winning. Traps in the middle, denying the gold gathering for Christie. Bailo is in the real life apparently. Long time since I've seen Robo in any context. Well, we've seen him quite a bit in this context. Playing as the captain of Team Australia. Standout game for him probably was Coastal Mountain. Looking a bit rougher with the Georgians against Georgians. The hardest matchup to say as a cast. We're sneaking on to the next lane. Iron Pagoda raids for Keller. And it's still not really trade. I guess there's a market they could start trade with now. But I think the Australian team should run out of gold pretty soon if they can't get any trade line secured. Who is the favorite in this tournament? Sweden. And why is it Germany? Because they have Viper? Oh, that didn't make much sense, but the question didn't in the first place. Germany is probably the second favorite. Flaming Camel goals are being sent forth by Chris T. I'm kind of surprised he's a super old schooler. Who told the guy about flaming camels? Robo, probably. I mean, if he needs a few more, it's good against the elephant archers. It's actually a good play, man. Oh, another running away joke. Oi, oi. Kamikaze. Flaming camels did not work. We have to call it. No, obviously that's not the reason. They would have worked if you masked them a little bit more. They could have nuked those elephants. But Keller, with the Jurchens dominating Robo in the Captain v Captain, higher Civ invest here as well. Quite far by the Germans, Jurchens and Gojaras, but same as the high Civ invest from Australia last game. It pays off and it paves the road to match point for Germany A. Obama giving Obama a medal. I'm a comedy genius. Well, you're not as bad as Keller and Zhao yesterday by Elo. I would say that. So if we compare you to the peon joke, the running joke is top notch. Terz with the most kills with the good Charas and a nice KD for the elephants. Biggest eco. Terz carry? Well, Keller destroyed on his side, but Terz also doing some nice things with the camel raids to dissuade Chris from further kind of counter-raiding Keller there. You probably just found them and it's like, what the fuck is this? Christy has been playing a lot though. He's really taken this tournament seriously. He's really come back. He's unrusted. He's probably one of the one of the old school legends next to Leash that is putting the most effort into resharpening. So that's also a part that makes Australia dangerous. But the Germans with Jurchens and Gujaras and the Byzantines take game number 5. Others is a bit lower, they still have Jurchens, but the Germans still have Slavs. It was Georgians there, which I question a bit on the map. Tatar pocket, and we had the Woo! Not even getting to their Lutrons. Sad story for Australia. Therefore, Germany wins yet another home map on Kavasan. So far, it's just been the game 1 win for Germany, and then everybody winning their home maps, as Australia also took Golden Lakes, Runestones and Outcrop, the 2 classics remaining to decide the winner in Deathmatch Nations Cup and to decide who makes it to the quarterfinals in this $500 tournament. Speaking of $500, it's all community funded event, so every little contribution helps to make this an even bigger event for the deathmatch community and make us visible in the overall AV2 scene. So you have like $1, $2, or maybe $5 to spare. Consider that link. We are moving on to Runestones. No, that's a random lobby, but we're still moving on to Runestones. Will be same players? No, Terz is sitting out. Keller, Zayu, and ShiXo. ShiXo getting to play Pocket again. Robo, Rayzor, and Christy return for game number 6. Toilet humor. Yeah. Good description. Why is the lobby just called DM, DM, DM? Bro, you can at least call it DM Nations, Socksyy. Luckily I looked for the map name. Sorry. Here we go. Game number 6. Match point for Germany A. Slavs for Keller. So they want to take this one. They don't want to wait. It is Jurchens for Robo as well though. So both investing the top civ that they have left. Ethiopian flank for Zayu, and on the other side we've got Dravidians and the Jurchens on the flanks. Slavs can maybe hold them though. Double Lithuanian pocket, so we're also not holding back on the pocket civilizations, and we will have a hard fight for the relic between the pockets of ShiXo and Christy here. And Josh Heo. For the lurk here and there over learning new stuff. We can still add you to Team Germany A, Germany B running. Before we play tonight. You know? Don't think Germany A can add you anymore because they're playing already. Strong Siths, yeah. Not fully. What did they have left? I mean, Teutons is probably better than Ethiopians. Both teams have Teutons left. Both teams have Vietnamese left. This will be very similar in Game 3. Both teams have Dravidians left as well. I feel like those three might just be the civilizations we see in Game 3. Obviously none of them is... Well, Vietnamese might be the pocket. Yeah, could just be the rosters for Game 7 if it goes there. But that depends on this Game 6. Germany will try to honor my prediction and take it 4-2. Can they do it? Keller is playing the Slavs. Will face up against Rayzor's Dravidians. Obviously they're playing Dravidians here, so they can't play them in the next one, but the Germans could. And on the other side, we've got Zayu with the Ethiopians against the Jurchens, and I feel like that's the most one-sided matchups on both fronts. Slavs should have a great time versus Dravidians, but it will be very hard for Ethiopians against Jurchens. In the pocket, both are Lithuanians, Christy and ShiXo. Zayu already lost the villager, way slower Sylph here on the Ethiopians, but at least they get camels, so therefore can maybe stop the Step Lancer rush. We saw that matchup yesterday though. Malda, captain and strongest player of Team Canada, lost his side with Ethiopians versus Jurchens against USAC. The standard comp for the Jurchens to Step Lancer rush into kind of a help siege kind of comp with Grenadiers and rocket carts and either Halberdiers or Fire Lance. So doing the classic and underestimating Jurchen Bulgar Hussar. True, the Jurchen Hussar is also attacking faster. Yeah, I tend to forget that as well, honestly. Kind of has the stirrups bonus. ShiXo sending some paladins to a lot of different places. Snipes the monk. Therefore stops the relic of the other Lithuanian pocket. Also, we'll get some damage onto the Jurchens here. Finds a villager of Robo. Still being active there a little bit. Well, how's it going with Keller? Keller is being raided by Christy a bit. As chicken castles towards the back of his base up. Going for the siege workshops up front. Oh, early trade denial for Keller. That is Rayzor's market and Keller's castle, actually. Hi, Failey. Well done on the Japanese game. Castle is being built. Signature Keller outpost around that as well. And Keller is killing the castle vills of Rayzor. And stomping that castle as well. Was that deleted? 900 stone, no. Castle insta-kill for Keller. Trouble for Australia. ShiXo also active with the paladins all around. 6 eco kills in favor of ShiXo. Christy just working on a big army while ShiXo is running everywhere on the map. Also has some army here to support the Ethiopians. Ethiopian siege finding some good shots, finding some really big shots for Zayu against the infantry of Robo. Robo's rocket carts not daring to come forward. castle is being constructed. Grüß dich erstmal Sven von E. And the siege by Keller is moving forward as well. Goya is jumping onto the trebuchets and the siege onagers. Elite elephant archers in position. Out of position. I don't know. There's not much position for Rayzor anymore. No position on the edge. The trade castle, the Zhao castle by Keller is going up. And it's looking good for Germany to make the 4-2 here. Australia. What does Australia need to stabilize here? They will need to at least stabilize one front, but they're being overrun by ShiXo and Zayu on the right side as well. ShiXo is everywhere with the paladins at the back of the base. I'm jinxing him again, I know, but I have to say it. That Christ seems to be just running after the other pocket. Maybe more concentrated on the relics. So let's check out that one relic for ShiXo. 4 for Christie. We put more emphasis onto the relics. Zayu put more emphasis onto being active around the map. So let's see what will pay off more long term. Obviously, the army will be stronger for Christie. Markets are being denied. Barracks, sneaky barracks by Keller at the other side of his opponent's base. He just taking good fights against the elite elephant archers as well. And in the south, there's a big combined army. Zayu still has the siege, making the Ethiopians work here against the Georgians. Georgians did lose a lot. Lighters, now with all the relics though, are a force to be reckoned with. And what's so bad about killing your own team? They couldn't use the units properly anyways. Shouldn't be too stressed about that. Nice kills onto the lighters with the Ethiopian SO, but the meat shield has completely run dry for Zayu. This could be trouble. ShiXo still has army here though. ShiXo kind of providing the meat shield by proxy, by just like kind of fighting under the castle there. Bridges exactly the gap that Zayu had in having meat shield for his trebuchets, so that worked out great for Team Germany. ShiXo kind of distracting the opponent's army. And now Zayu, even just to have units quickly to protect here, mixing him some shortlists. Another batch of lighters is coming for ShiXo. Is there more relics to be gained for him? He has got 2 now, at least with the early commitment. That's it, I think, yeah. It's 4-player map size, so will be 4-2 relics in favor of the Christ Lithuanians. But it's kind of led his pockets to get more brunt of the attack, therefore, while ShiXo has been raiding everywhere. All these back structures are happening. Siege workshop probably needs to be built as well for that to be dangerous. Front is at least somewhat stable for Rayzor, also developing onto the middle. ShiXo and Zayu with a hard double push onto Robo though. Oh my god, Robo looked so strong in the group stage, maybe showing some weaknesses here. Also had to play 1v2 quite a lot. Christie's army wasn't there that much as ShiXo's. ShiXo kind of always present everywhere where he needs to be, raiding everywhere and supporting Zayu on the south. Therefore, Zayu pushing with the Ethiopians against the Georgians. Not an easy feat in itself, but good team play out of the Germans on the southern front. While Keller gets to be a nuisance alone. Some units there for ShiXo as well. Not much siege for Keller. But Rayzor is busy cleaning up the shenanigans of Keller in the back. So they don't have to fear an attack there. Now Christie comes with a big army looking for a clear up. Heavadiers are here. Siege on the shots can be massive to whittle down the lighters and make sure the siege stays alive. And I think that works, especially since the lighters for ShiXo has also now appeared. He also got 3 relics, never mind. So there was 7. Good of ShiXo to pick another one up. And yeah, the units of Christie melt, the units of ShiXo are still there. Should maybe not waste them under all the SO and rocket card fire. Some of them are still alive. Next castle being targeted by the Germans. Is trade up? Trade is like somewhat up. Keller's things are being cleaned up as well. Rayzor masked up lots of elephant archers in order to hold. Does lose a castle here though. And the Germans are getting more and more map control. in the match point game for them. On trade corner, very annoying. Indeed, was very annoying. Rayzor dealt with it now. Has his mass of elephant archers up. That's kind of the game state that Dravidians want to get to. Eco not really there to reproduce them. No food eco at all for Rayzor because of all the back shenanigans by Keller. So Rayzor will have to be very careful. Because thanks to the raid, he can't replace his unit. Speaking of raids, ShiXo raiding here the trade a bit. Zayu still crushing the base. Would like to see some forward castles for the Germans on this side. Keller the only one who has stone for a castle though. And he's the Slavs. So it's actually stone for 2 castles. With detonets. Some more Blighters by Christine. No ShiXo here right now, so that might be a clear up. ShiXo's army is going to Keller to make a push there. I am not sure about that. I feel like there was maybe a call, but putting the push that was working for Zayu at risk, so why leave there, right? Your push was working, Keller was doing fine alone. I think the pocket should stay there. Also, Burbus is casting. Ah, I didn't know that. He was in my chat earlier, so I thought he wasn't casting. Then I can root for Germany even more. Try to be fair to the Aussies, but they didn't even need it. Can visit Burbus after this win? He will hate to see it! Hate to see it! Because Germany will have won by that. Let's go. We don't need to root that hard anymore though, because I think that they're doing it. Yeah, I hate to see it. There's nothing to love to see here, so I'm not doing my love to see it impression of Berbers. Well, I love to see that Death Boy, but I won't say it like Berbers, because he won't. As Keller is getting in full swing now. Still not sure, like, ShiXo's adding much here. Would still like to see him more at the southern side, where, like, him not being there enables Robo to stabilize now. But if Keller keeps his army together, and he should, he's freaking Keller, man. Even though he's half asleep, according to himself. I don't think they're stopping Keller's push now. The Quenny guy came with a Keller instinct. So he's almost Norwegian. Maybe that was too meta of a response. Well, Viper's turning German. Keller with 1 L can therefore also turn to Keller with 2 Ls to fuse with the Viper. Oh, we don't have air brakes anymore. Germans, finish it in 2 minutes and 15 seconds, please. Or everybody use those to sub if you want to see the end. They would finish it in that time. Christie is cleaning the trebuchets. Zayu with forward castles though. Zayu might finish it. Now he has the Keller instinct. He has done a good job driving the siege. That's true. It's not much siege to snipe for ShiXo though, right? The Australians just don't have that much siege. Oh, there's some rocket cards that could in theory be sniped. Where the 72 light is. Kind of sending some to the right side now. Maybe military view will be clearer. A lot are in the base walking at the speed of a monk. And trade numbers? Ooh, very low for ShiXo. ShiXo a bit late to trade. So is Rayzor as well, though. So the RMS late to trade. A classic. Especially the 1v1 focused RMS. Rayzor doing a good job keeping his units alive, though. And they heal for the Dravidians. ShiXo wants to raid. Nice quick walls by Chris T. Okay. Everything quick walled. So ShiXo's units are running into castles. ShiXo's units getting to snipe the siege now, maybe on the right side. Rocket cards are trying to hide. Castle falls. So mean, because my overlay tells me I can pause the ads, but actually I can't. Yeah, rocket cards stay alive. Good moves by Chris T and Robo there to keep that one alive. Can now maybe even kill this castle by Zayu. The Australians are hanging in there. They don't want to be out of Deathmatch Nations Cup in the round of 16. They played a hell of a set against Germany A here. It is looking tough for the Down Under team. But, yeah, holding the line. Not too far away from the trade. Light is trying to gun for the siege again. Heavy is in position though. All the Lighties go down. Robo keeping his rocket cards alive forever. Not his Heavies though, as they get dunked on by the onagers of Zayu. Kelar working on a new army, shooting his own workshops because some Rumi are trickling in out of all units. ShiXo slinging Kelar. Even though he doesn't have much trade himself, maybe should invest that into trade cards more than to slinging Kelar. ShiXo slow, trade cards maybe a point for worry. Chris T sniping more siege. Also low trade cards for Rayzor though. Yeah, I think ShiXo should more invest into trade and then sling. Time to go full Urumi. Well, I would love to see it. That would mean Kelar would dominate and Germany would win 4-2. Zayu's production seems far from the front. At least having some siege workshops here, but yeah. Maybe some forward military buildings. Yes, 4k wood. Would be good. He just pushed really far, right? That's a problem then. Zayu, I think, has some... He's not the most forward building making player. Also, no siege here. Just a little bit of a ragtag Ethiopian comp. Kelar siege keeps being sniped by some wood steel units. So Rayzor doing really well to hold this here. And there's a pause. Who's paused? Yes, Kelar had leg spice. Kelar dropped, perhaps. Back 14. Okay, Kelar almost dropped. Maybe Kelar didn't drop, but fell asleep. No, Zayu said Kelar dropped, and then Kelar said he's back. Kelar dropped, perhaps. Maybe Kelar did indeed fall asleep, guys. Well, just lots of 14, so it's return to capture it as the game continues. We can frame this as Kelar fell asleep mid-match, right? Kelar dropped, perhaps, means Kelar fell asleep and his team had to wake him up in order to continue. Circus ring. No, get onto the meme channel. If you want to see all the memes, they got some compliments by people who are joining the server. That's the Deathmatch Discord. And look for the circus ring there. Maybe enable all channels at the top of the channel list. ShiXo trying to play for the middle a bit. Chris T is paying attention though. Stops the forward castle here. After pause, capture edge always jiggling a big back and forth. That's normal. And we are working on the last castle for Team Australia. Robo has stabilized in the south. Christie now going for some raids, but Keller's push, when he is awake, is looking scary. They just have to keep their captain awake, and they can win the series and make it to the quarterfinals. Maybe employ someone to pinch him in the arm every 30 seconds. And the siege dies again. Yeah, maybe Keller fell asleep again. Maybe we need another Keller wake-up pause. As Christie snipes the siege once more. Castle stays alive on the trade for Rayzor. We've seen Canada come back from situations like this. Population is turning in favor of Australia. They've got more relics. They've got the elephant archers. Do we need to start to be worried? Surely we aren't throwing this Shure already played on coastal mountain Terz. Oh lord, it's a pushback though. Elephant archers and lighters. Keller, wake up! Wake up! 18 halberdiers. No halberdiers in the queue. Keller is low on resources. ShiXo at least has some trade now. Good trade numbers for Keller and Zayu. Good trade numbers for Christie and Robo as well. Rayzor and Keller, the two left. Rayzor and ShiXo a bit low on trade. ShiXo gaining a lot of control in the middle though. It finished that castle. It's now killing the farm eco. That might do it for Germany to at least have a front where they will push. Christie going for another clear up on the right side. And ShiXo's trade is kind of getting there. He can also take some gold in the middle still because he's gaining middle control. The middle control might do it. Will become important late game. Big raid for Christie though is in the trade. There are castles, so good setup by ShiXo here. Will even add a third castle to this region. And you can see the trade is very well castled by ShiXo. Everywhere green castles in the trade here. Whereas trade is fully open on the other side. No castles for Christie in the trade. So ShiXo trade security clearly outplaying the Australian pocket. Therefore raid's not as effective for Christie. ShiXo kind of the only pocket that can raid trade here. Keller is being a little bit pushed back though. Zayu is being pushed back though, so it's not going too well on the flanks. It's more the raid ability and maybe the middle push for ShiXo that are giving the Germans some hope still. Christie and the trade instead of pop band. Christie and the trade. Well, would work as more of a like 50s, 60s band, but... Or maybe a retro band, I don't know. But it sounds like Christie and the trade, that's a country band, right? It's clearly a country music band. Keller the one raiding now with Boyas raiding the wood line of Robo. And Robo is out of wood, so this will hurt. Do we need to talk about the wood game? Might have to. Germans have a lot in the back, but it's getting quite slim in the back for the Australians. Also, this is potentially a pushable area. And the banks are there for kind of no one. Zayu struggling as well. ShiXo sending stone to Keller. He's castled all the trade already, so now can sling his stone to the Slavs. Maybe the Slavs should have done the trade castles, but I mean, it's also the pockets drop. And you need the castles to produce lighters anyways. Yeah, I like that. ShiXo just did it. Now ShiXo going for the big siege clear up on the right side on Robo Boro. That might be huge. That's a lot of siege units. The armor of the Iron Pagoda is ignored, but I think the melee attack shield is still working. What? You just shot the units of ShiXo! With the siege onagers. More lighters are coming. Some sieges still alive. For Robo, Zayu lost his siege again. Robo doing a better job keeping his siege units alive. Start looked well for the Germans, but the Germans without the super high armors. I'm saying might struggle a bit more into late game, but ShiXo's setup for late game is really good. He has the middle, he has the trade, he has castles everywhere. Even though he lost a bit of RM elo there. And the rocket cards get cleared up now. ShiXo has 5 cards protected in the middle wood. It's a win con. "60 viewers as well here. Nice to see on this decisive match. So over all streams we're at least 70 viewers. And he's casting something else. More castles by Keller. It's not happening. Lumbercap blocking the forward castle. Decides to put it next to it. Rayzor going for another castle. ShiXo with big army on the right side. Zayu with not much on the field right now. 8 camels, 2 siege onagers. Zayu actually slinging ShiXo now. Zayu becoming Ethiopian slinger. Not producing more units. Yeah, maybe siege is too vulnerable now with how open the map is. The other units aren't really great for the Ethiopians. Everything that's good needs wood, and wood is becoming an issue, so full sling on the Lithuanian might make a lot of sense actually. Keller still trying to push. He also has Boya, so she should continue to keep playing units. Yeah, Zayu is increasing his will number to 154 with the trade cards, 73 trade cards. Zayu is setting up for a slinging role. ShiXo has been really solid this tournament, very good supporting plays. I'm not sure about this tournament, but this set, he has impressed me. His group stage performances were a bit all over the place, but he has a lot more DM experience than most RMers in this tournament. Maybe that's why I'm a bit more critical. Also because he's played in my Carry Me or Die team. So we've played a lot of team together. Tried to coach him a lot with some success. But yeah, this set he's playing amazing. How many friendly kills from Zayu? A lot. Can we see the KD? No, I can't find it. Here, 100. Well, we can't see that really, right? There's no way to see that in a team game. Let's just say many. ShiXo standing stone to Keller. 4 forward castles. Keller wants to end the game. He wants to go back to sleep. He already fell asleep once during this match. He says that has to be enough. I don't want to fall asleep again. I want this to end before the 1 hour mark. And he's placing the shower castles being slung by his team for the ultimate castle push. Castles are up on the trade. The elephant archers are under the rest. The siege onagers are firing. You hate to see it if you're Berbers Burgers. All the elephant archers of Rayzor, they survived all game. 132 kills. But now they're getting bada boom. Keller has no respect. Keller is placing a the twappiest of twappy castles right under the castle of Rayzor. It's not a true twappy castle because it doesn't go up. Rayzor gets the denial there, loses his own castle though. Keller may be a bit too eager. Christie now coming in to stabilize that. Christie also finding a raid here. There are castles, but still some trade cards going down. No way they're pushing Keller back again here. Not at our castle, he didn't lose a significant number of villagers. It's kind of losing the push though. Christie is here. ShiXo is going to change the angle and push in with Zayu, but I feel like ShiXo would have just went with Keller. That could have ended the game there. Now Keller actually lost a lot, and the Australians narrowly stabilized their trade route once more. Now the big push in the south though. We do have 5 trebuchets for Zayu. And another SO build-up. Only SO though, it's purely the lightest with the SO. What are we killing though? I feel like Zayu is constantly killing more of ShiXo's units than he's killing off Robo's units. At least he kills a castle with siege onagers, kind of partially. Logo goes for his own castle. ShiXo diving in a little bit too deep. Christie reacting to that, and if ShiXo dives in so deep, What is protecting the siege of Zayu? Nothing. Well, the castle maybe if it goes up. Zayu making some camels. Zayu sending more resources to ShiXo, but he needs some units of himself or will he lose all his siege? I jinxed ShiXo again, right? Once we said he was playing well, he eats the lightest and it leaves the push exposed here, so we really need to stop complimenting ShiXo, even though he wants it so much, but every time we do it, he dukes it. What's all gone for Aussies? Chris T at 0-0. Yeah, I think all the wood lines are gone. ShiXo with the middle control of the wood could be the winning play. We do have some wood lines at the back for Team Germany as well. Chris T is finding some nice raids though. Trade card numbers kind of going down. Germans have to invest into trade. Keller is now low. Zayu has also lost a lot, so lots of trade lost. Very successful raidings by Chris T. Will that be enough without wood? ShiXo still has a little bit of a wood bank. Zayu has a decent enough wood bank. 2k4. The little army. Rayzor calls the GG. They are out of wood and Germany A will go to the quarterfinals. Then we quickly look for Burber's reaction. Maybe he's a bit behind. No, he's not.
That's it. That's all she wrote. 4-2. 4-2.
No, you hate to see it. Satch.
We held out there for a little bit.
They held out for quite a bit.
That's all she wrote, unfortunately.
GG, Germany has done it. Let me ask him for a winner interview. Or maybe I should ask ShiXo. I will ask ShiXo as well. Because Keller wants to go to sleep, but ShiXo is probably high. Let's go! Germany did it. We did it. At least one of our teams is in the quarterfinals. Let's make it 2 tonight against GV. Will be an even harder task though. Australia was a pretty tough task for Team Germany as well though, I have to say. ShiXo Beast, says Sven von E. Now we can't jinx him anymore, so I can be nice to him in the interview, right? I don't know if I can though. I might be physically unable to be nice to ShiXo in an interview, but let's see.